õhtust siit Tallinnast või tere päevast või tere hommikust, sest meid jälgitakse paljudes erinevates ajatsoonides üle maailma. See on globaalne eestlaste virtuaalfoorum
Global
Estonian
Forum.
Nii vähe, kui meil siin maailmas on eestlasi,
as little as we are here, we are active to promote our country so that we can progress, that we all sustain our connections, because it's not so important that we live in Estonia, but we represent Estonia. I have been living abroad for half my life, and the more I feel the importance of being Estonian, and as the report or the questionnaire from the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, and many Estonians said from many countries, that all of us regard it so important that we want to speak about this country with proudness. We want to talk about this country with the representation, with the thing that we want to present. And therefore, we want you to submit your questions. And first of all, I have the honor to give the floor to Eva-Maria Liimets, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, who has been living abroad and who has facilitated connections, and she can also share her experience with us. Thank you. Representatives of Western communities, I am sincerely proud to welcome you, which is taking place today. This is for all of our communities. I hope that we are all present and visible to all. However, we cannot overlook the fact that we cannot get together. We have had to postpone our activities, our close connections with our friends and family. Also, our crisis has inspired us. We have undertaken new connection forms. Thanks to virtual solutions, we are able to connect with our close ones in very different places. Also, our contacts have moved into different solutions. Now we can be together. Estonians have traveled abroad different times, different solutions for different reasons. However, it has been significant that we Estonians have maintained our language, our culture. I have had the pleasure to attend Eesti Kodu annual in the church. Also, we have had cultural days in Eestimaa, Estonian, in the United States, and also in Canada, Finland, Australia, Sweden. Also, we are going to celebrate the 10th anniversary in Belgium. Dear participants, we are all gathered here together to develop our vision, and this is a continuity for us. A questionnaire, the results of the questionnaire, and today's getting together, this is going to set us on path. The more we are connected, the better we have our understanding, and the better we understand the expectations for our country. Estonians abroad do want to have connections, and they want to contribute. Also, we understood that our fellow countrymen have shared their views, and we want to share these views. Starting from the 1st of March, this is in the remit of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I would like to thank previous ministers and all other contributors who have been really active. Also the committee and partner organizations for their in-depth contributions on the basis of which we can continue. I can only continue that our ministry is going to see that these initiatives are going to be followed. We do wish to improve it, and we want to have it a new and modern content. Estonians' active contribution into our society, also our Estonian language, culture, preservation of it among our foreign fellow men. We also plan to hope to cooperate with our fellow members in different ministries. The aim is that all this information about events reaches to our fellow Estonian people, that our Estonian preaching is also active. These themes are endless, and they need to be mapped, And in order to fulfill this task, we are going to create a special task. What we have in mind, this is a very broad view. In addition to the citizens and the speakers of the Estonian language, these are the friends of Estonia. These are the people who, for some reason, like Estonia and who promote Estonia. It is also more complicated to speak abroad. We have 200,000 Estonians abroad who are not perhaps native people, but whose contribution is significant. Of course, we understand that people who are they are not always united, but we need to create a solution that here in Estonia and in Estonia we do look different. The common denominator means that we all regard it important. They are all welcome for broad visits or to be here for longer term, that they all feel that they regard Estonia as a cultural place which development is important. Estonia, with its development, and we have developed with Estonians abroad. We have contributed to Estonian schools. We have also contributed to communities abroad. The good example is the 100th centennial, which was about the first and the biggest project where our representatives reached very many audiences in bigger and in smaller places. And these have taken place on the initiative of different communities. Together we can improve it, that we can increase the development of Estonians. Dear participants, during the occupation, we all created this understanding that Estonia is an independent country, and our country is based on independent decisions. Also today, our foreign countrymen are contributing a lot to keep with our positive perspective, and thanks to our international presence in countries where we don't have embassies, our countrymen are present there, and they are the business cards there, and people abroad, young people, and we would like to welcome them to contribute. And a number of young people who participated in the questionnaire, they explained their contribution, and they explained also why they regard it very important, this Estonian identity, this Estonian virtual membership, or they get together, how they explained how they explained and said why they are so keen. This informal event is a very nice event. And it also sums up the interest of our fellow men from abroad, and also it's a road path to our local countrymen. Ladies and gentlemen, for Estonia it is very important to promote a value-based society, that we are ready to follow this, and our foreign international place is also placed on partnership, and therefore there is no doubt that our foreign debate is based on the membership in the EU, partnership in NATO and the United States. We also promote our partnerships in global economy. Also, we are looking forward to environmental promotions. Also, we do look at the forest. We want to, our promotion is welcome and is known. We are open, we are looking forward, we are a nation looking forward. Dear people abroad, Estonia is always welcoming you back. Your experience helps us to develop. Let's be in touch, but also let's visualize also the opportunities how to look forward. I would like to thank all the organizers for the organizations. Thank you all the people in the ministry and also volunteers. And thank you for all Global Estonians. I will welcome all our tight global relations. Let's keep in touch and let's stay in front of Estonia. Thank you, Estonia. Thank you, and I would like to thank the minister when the previous diplomat is going to be appointed to this position, and that I would like to ask the minister, what are the questions that you remember when you think about debates in Washington? also Prague. Yes. One clear point is when people approach the consulate or the embassy, it's the renewal of the documents. And here we have always helped them. And also in Estonian schools, when we invite presenters, it is always a pleasure to see how Estonian students have learned how to sing or dance an Estonian song or dance. Also, the questions will be asked later before 7 o'clock. But our global review from Estonian capital, we have some short video clips. And first of all, we are going to approach one of the biggest Estonian community, which is in Canada.
Kallid üleilmsed kaasmaalased. 70ndatel aastatel Ameerika eestlane Valter Rand tutvustas meile globaalse Eesti kogukonna kontseptsiooni. Üks põhiline identiteet, mis keskendub ühise Eesti meelele ja keelele ja mis seob meid kokku üle kogu maailma. 3 aastat tagasi alustasime projektiga, et tuua meid lähemale Valteri idee realiseerimisele. Seda toetasid kohe Urmas Reinsalu, Indrek Saar, Erik Niiles Kross, Keit Pentus-Rosimannus, Irene Kausaar, Anneli Reima ja Piret Hartmann. Mul on üliõnnelik, et Eesti valitsus jätkab seda tööd välisministeeriumi katuse all. Ma ütlen üsna uhkelt Kanada eestlasena, et seda seemnet istutas eestlaste kesknõukogu Kanadas koos Rootsi Eesti Liidu ja ÜEKNO toetusel. Meie peamine eesmärk on koostööd teha Eesti huvide edendamiseks laiemas maailmas. See koostöö hõlmab kokku meie eestlaskondade vabatahtlikke, kes aitavad meie koolides ja laagrites arendada uut põlvkonda.
Also help to develop our children in education. Dear friends, we are all ambassadors. I would like to invite you to join with this project to build up this new community, which is based on our initiative, regardless of where we live. Thank you, Margus Kolga in Canada from this Canadian thing. We have this strange situation who have been sick, and our next presenter, Erki Kodar from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, specialist on legal and consular issues. Yes, please. Thank you, Neeme. And thank you also for the minister. Markus introduced it so nicely, and I have little to add, but continuing and also moving forward with practical issues. What we learned from last autumn, where we had this questionnaire, what is important to our Estonians abroad, and how they define being an Estonian, how we can move forward. And this topic has moved from the Ministry of Internal Affairs to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And we have also met with different participants, different organizations. And also what was pointed out by Markus, we have received a lot of good energy. We are all the ambassadors of our nation. And what we learned and what we did, these questionnaires have been conducted also previously. When we talk about a cohesive society, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we created our development agenda and plan, and we also described our indicators And we also try to understand what our perspectives are and what the perspectives of our foreign, or let's say, people who live Heli Road. And when you look at our homepage and you take a look at the summary, then this is quite interesting. You take 10 minutes and you can review this. Talking about numbers, last October, we conducted it in October, and about 2,000 people from 70 countries participated. Maybe there is a little disbalance. The participants, women, were predominant, and the participants were rather young. If you take a dice, people in the age of 26-45 were very active. And also individuals who had been away for 11 or more years, they participated, which is a good sign that they are in a different cultural zone, they have different points or different items, but they also wish to contribute. We also wanted to receive answers about emotional involvement, the level of engagement, the activities of embassies and our consular services. And this scale was quite regular. So 1 was not happy at all, and 5 were very happy. Emotional involvement. This general assessment was rather high. Our involvement is very high, which is streamlined. And also it was pointed out that the language and the culture is in the identity. The people want to uphold it, and this culture and the country where the people are, this is very important for them to uphold this vision. Also, our foreign countrymen, how they could contribute. Then again, there's a slight downward trend where we are going a little bit more abstract, because this is understandable, because we have to understand it, we have to see how it is, but people are willing to contribute. They want to debate the topics with their friends, and the culture is something that keeps us together. And also they wish that culture diplomacy is something that they would like to be enhanced. Also, when we talk along with the development of the Estonian Republic, and also business diplomacy, then again some wonderful impulses and initiatives. There are plenty of them. Furthermore, when we talk about the level of information, then in general, people regard that they are well informed. They consume Estonian TV, podcasts, radio, or else they are well informed about what is going on in our country. To a less extent, people don't know what is going on in their communities, but it also showed, our community quiz showed that people think that They do not understand whether it is important or whether it is possible to return to Estonia or how it is possible to return to Estonia. And this is also a good point that our questionnaire showed, because this tells us where we have our gaps. The role of embassies, their role from 1 to 5 was regarded as average. People know why we go to the embassies to receive consular services, to renew our documents, but also there is an initiative that people want to participate in events which popularize embassies. The question is also how to do it better, how the home country, how the embassy country can organize it better, and how the embassy can then invite people to participate. Also, business diplomacy, we also get a very clear feedback. We need to explain it better. We need to promote our companies better so that our foreign countrymen can contribute. And this is one of the reasons why we are here, and this is why we are debating on it. Consular services also. I do appreciate this is highly appreciated. Consulars are highly regarded, they are friendly, they are helpful, and they are very professional. When you apply for documents, these documents are applied and they are received easily. And when you apply, then you know very easily where to apply and how to do things. And the premises of the consul should be wider, should be better. Also, it turned out that many people welcome the opportunity to receive their passports by mail, but also we want to reach an opportunity where we can offer ID cards with passports together, and that this collection of the documents is not physical, but they can be reached by email. Now, what did we learn? We understood the touch points, culture, language, family, but no less, Estonia has a very good reputation. Our diaspora is welcoming us. This is our interest, and people, Estonians living abroad, they are also willing to contribute. We have to think how we can engage them in business diplomacy. Why not starting from questions that how our diaspora, well, it is very wide, that they can support our foreign diplomacy focus points. But also turned out that Estonia needs to be a very tolerant, developing, progressive country and very caring country. What we want to improve our communication. Today's event is an example of this. We also want to improve our consular services alongside with our different projects. But what is going to happen? As the minister pointed out, the appointment of our special ambassador, and this ambassador is going to be the person who has a team, and we are here to initiate this initiative. And Sina Vatrus has actually created a good basis for that. Also, this is the priority of our country, and many of us have been involved and contributed. We want to continue this engagement and this two-way dialogue. And from May forward, we are going to make our gambits. And of course, we will continue our projects. We will continue with engagement. And also we want to understand where our strengths lie and where we can engage our embassies. And also where we can improve our consular and embassy services. And these platforms and these such events hopefully will be regular. Hopefully we will also today can answer the questions that are most interesting to us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Erki. On the 20th of April 1991, Estonia came back independent. Now, this questionnaire that the ministry organized, did it also show the differences between different Estonian communities, between people who have lived for a long time abroad, or whether their wishes to our country, whether they are different? I can say that, yes, there are differences. This diaspora is not homogeneous. It consists of different generations, which we need to take into account. And we need to take similar activities, but this cohesive activities, and also our ministries and the program that we want to promote. We also are planning to initiate a new questionnaire. Another thing is that I would like to point out is when we realized that the language is the most important thing that upholds our connection. And when you are younger, and this may actually change, and the language is not connecting us, it could be something else, some traditions. And over the next 10, 20 years, maybe our social students, they also we also want to thank Erki Kodar for this communication. And let's continue with our forum, with our next topic. It's a more focused topic, and cyber diplomacy, very important topics for the ministries, and we also have contributors from abroad, and this will be introduced from my video clip from Canada.
Minu nimi on Juku Kood ja ma olen Torontos sündinud kasvanud väliseestlane, teisel põlvkonnal pooleestlane. Ma tahaks teid tervitada virtuaalfoorumi puhul ja öelda, et ma olen Eestis varem töötanud nii NATO küberkaitsekoostöö keskuses kui ka Välisministeeriumis küberpoliitika osakonnas. Ja ma soovitan kõikidele väliseestlastele sõltumatu keeletasest, et otsida Eestis võimalusi, kuidas kas valitsuses või ärisektoris või kus iganes töötada, isegi kaitseväes. Ja ma sooviksin ka valitsusele, et te mäletaksite, et läbi maailma on igasugused eestlased, kes tunnevad väga tugevat identiteeti riigi poole ja tahaksid Eestiga seotud olla. Muidu ma tervitan siin Mantraamati Suusamäelt ja head aega!
Josh Gold Kanadas Suusamäelt otse.
Yeah,
Aga
from
mida kujutab endast
skiing,
küberdiplomaatia? Me räägime
cyber
sellest palju
diplomacy. We are talking a lot about cyber things. And in order to discuss it, we have invited a top specialist, Heli, Tiirmaa-Klaar. And also I am reading out this full title, the special representative, diplomatic representative. And this status also shows how important this is regarded by Estonia. Indeed, cyber security and cyber diplomacy is one of the signs. Estonia is a very digitalized country, and it was tested a few years ago, but I would like to take you on an excursion. Perhaps the most difficult moment was during our pre-independence was 2007. Estonians who live abroad, I don't understand how aware you are. We removed a monument who was opposite to our National Library, and because there were demonstrations, and the government decided to remove it to the military cemetery. There were different activities, those who are not aware, but at the same time, alongside with these were cyber attacks against one country. Our banks were attacked, news agencies were attacked, government agencies were attacked, and these cyber attacks, we were in the center of them. And because we managed with this so well, we are so also well known, we managed to keep ourselves sustainable, even though there were some holes on our sides or accesses to bank sites were disturbed, but we managed to overcome these difficulties. And cyber security has become a subject on our map, and all countries have understood that cybersecurity is one of the aims which a country can run. Of course, we do not have to be afraid of cyber attacks. We are able to protect ourselves. And after 207 of these cyber incidents, we haven't had them no more. And we have been able to build up a very sustainable system where we can uphold our security. Also, we are one of the most secure countries. We are also known as Internet liberal countries. We share this place with Iceland. And this is a good example to the whole world, that one small country can keep it up and can keep up our internet security. And to all of us, all of you who live in different countries, in Canada, Sweden, elsewhere, when we take a look at these countries who are not so well developed, then internet freedom is not a priority. But Estonia, as the fourth speaker of internet freedom is something that we are proud of. After the attacks in 2007, we started different diplomatic activities in different organizations so as to make other institutions understand that these activities are important and that these events and these activities are all important. When it happened in 2007, there were no political international mechanisms where cyber attacks could have been approached. In 2021, we have several examples. We have different fora, we have different work groups in the United States, in OECD. We have many bilateral connections. I cannot say that it's only due to Estonia, but we in Estonia raised these issues in these major organizations. These political processes were started, and in these organizations, we Estonians are leaders. And we are mainstreaming even these topics in organizations. For example, in the UN Defense Committee last year, we raised the issue of cyber attacks, and also during our membership, we also continue to emphasize this topic. Also, cyber attack training. In Estonia, we have serious private and engagement, and we always welcome people from private and state organizations to make our voice heard. Estonia also has something to contribute to countries which are not so developed. When in the Security Council, we had about 200 teams who approached us from different countries in order to understand how we ensure our cyber security. And before the pandemic, when our borders were open, we were in trouble, and people were really willing to come here and ask questions. But now, this cyber diplomacy, we have resorted to really systematic cooperation with countries who need this most. And cyber diplomacy network, which has been started by the EU to collect specialists and to enhance European cyber diplomacy, not only in Estonia, but also to share this information abroad. And NATO cyber diplomacy workshop has created different workshops. We have conducted trainings to different companies, international companies. One of the latest Estonian initiatives was a summer school and a winter school where we teach diplomats. Also in the context of foreign diplomacy and international diplomacy. And in this context, we are also quite well known in Estonia and elsewhere. This cyber diplomacy success story is really renowned. And we have been able to make it a very positive image, not only for Estonia, but also for Nordic countries. I would like to finish here and answer. Yes, questions. Estonians abroad, cyber diplomacy and cyber atomic is really very, very important. But how can Estonians abroad contribute? Yes, you can review our statistics because it boils down how well we are able to protect us, how well we are engaged in different processes. And in our ministry, we also want to engage people from different places. And also there are different organizations. And therefore, I would like to encourage all of you to see what our cyber organizations are doing. Thank you, Heli, Tiirmaa-Klaar, this special diplomatic representative. But we're moving now to Japan.
Tervitused Tokyost. Olen Raul Allikivi, Eesti ettevõtja Jaapanis. Olen alati uskunud, et Eestil oleks palju võita tihedamatest majandussuhetest Aasia riikidega. Õppisin omal ajal Jaapanis ja proovisin pärast seda Eesti ja Aasia majandussuhteid arendada ka riigiametnikuna. Mida ma õppisin, on see, et sel viisil on võimalik ainult ettevõtjate tegemistele kaasa aidata. Aga kui ettevõtjaid, kes Aasias midagi teha tahaksid, eriti ei ole, siis tegelikult on äkki hoopis parem ise ettevõtjaks hakata ning Eestit rohkem ise Aasiasse viia ning Aasiat rohkem Eestisse tuua. Seda ma ka tegin. Ning täna olengi juba 9 aastat tegutsenud Eesti ja Jaapani vahel ettevõtjana. Üht-teist on ka ära tehtud. Piiru-nimeline ettevõte liigutab täna Jaapani käsitööõlut üle Eesti ja Euroopasse ning Planetway-nimelise idufirmaga oleme Jaapanis püsti pannud XD ning pakume Jaapani ettevõtetele turvalist andmevahetust teenusena. Olen Jaapanis abistanud enam kui paarkümmet Eesti ettevõtet ning isegi veel rohkem Jaapani ettevõtet, kes on tundnud huvi Eesti vastu. Omal moel olen kaasa aidanud sellele, et täna on Eesti Jaapanis tuntud kui maailma kõige vingeim digiriik. Maine, mis on tegelikult viinud juba mitmete kümnete investeeringute ning koostööprojektideni Eesti ja Jaapani ettevõtete vahel. Eesti on väike, ent iga välismaal elav eestlane on tegelikult sama hea kui Eesti saadik. Suuri asju on üksi küll keeruline ära teha, aga ma olen kogenud, et tegelikult kui ise olla piisavalt indu täis, siis leiab kindlasti abiks mõttekaaslaseid ning annad ka teistele jõudu juurde. Jõudu tööle!
This was a welcome from Japan, from an Estonian entrepreneur who is operating in Tokyo. And now we are going to move forward, continuing with business diplomacy. Well, yes, of course, it means that we send diplomats abroad, but Jüri Seilenthal from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is going to explain. My name is Jüri Seilenthal. I am the Chief Director of Foreign Economy and Development. Also, I would like to share my thoughts with you, how you, people who love Estonia, how you can contribute to our economy. Business diplomacy means support to our businesses so that they can reach foreign markets. Many of you have been in touch with us. Maybe your friend has asked for contacts, but maybe you have not even known that this is foreign diplomacy. Now, why is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs working with it? This is part of our security, and this is one of our 3 pillars. Estonia is small and our market is small, and the aim is to bring our products and services abroad, and therefore we can facilitate products. To enhance more favorable business environment, better business connections. The Minister of Foreign Affairs has this special department, and we are working on 3 different directions. We are dealing with business policy, development cooperation and humanitarian aid, and also there is more cohesion with digital cohesion. Also last week we decided on to enhance and to promote, to create a council in order to have more people involved. We will ask you to come back next summer. And also business diplomacy. These will help businesses to reach markets which would be closed otherwise. Markets are open when there is the support from the country. And this is also facilitated by the network of our consuls. This is one part and parcel of our policy. The last 20 years, we have become renowned as a very digital country. Many countries are ahead of us, but in terms of e-solutions, we're still ahead. 99% of our services are available, and you can compare, for example, when you declare your income. And also, all people are able to participate. You have had the opportunity to e-vote. You have also had the opportunity to sell a car, to rent a flat, or to participate in a community work while living abroad. And this means that Estonian digital success, private sector and public sector, and this is enhanced by our companies. We're also talking about the expertise of our companies. In order to maintain this situation in 2019, we want to enhance the trend that we want to support more enterprises, and therefore for digital enterprises we have opened embassies in Singapore and Seoul, and also consulars are operating there. We have also opened different consuls in different countries. We are also enhancing these connections. We have 183 honorary consuls in different countries, and cooperation is really active. They are working actively, and they are always ready to mediate information. Where enterprises are interested to contribute, we have not so many high-level meetings. However, we have virtual meetings. We are developing special strategies in order to give information to our entrepreneurs. For example, in Africa, we have entrepreneurial centers, innovation, entrepreneurship centers, and we want to test the rightness of their. We also want to engage you, Estonians living abroad. Last year, in our ministry, as Erki Kodar already said, many of you are willing to contribute, but unfortunately, we have not had suitable focuses, and therefore we are starting this new program in order to find out how the network of foreign Estonians could be part of Estonian entrepreneurial development. With many of you, we have discussed, and I would like to thank many of you who have contributed. Thank you. I would like to introduce three things. We would like to invite foreign Estonians to share their news, specialized on certain areas. Also, we are going to create meeting points, and we are going to share information also in our consular services. We would like to invite you to participate with our embassies more actively. Therefore, I would like to invite you to test this with us. And globalestonian.com page is something that where you can share your ideas, and we would welcome your ideas and to share the things that would promote us. In addition to global and identity-based connections, we can create also work-based connections to you and to us, to all of us. I hope that all active Estonians will find a way to communicate with all national Estonians. Together with you, we are convinced that Estonia is getting better. The Estonian embassy network is getting only better. So let's stay together, let's be happy. Thank you. And also a quick question. Is there a good example that one foreign Estonian has helped to approach or enter our Estonian market? Now, I can't give you a quick answer, but I will ask my colleagues. I do think that there are many colleagues, and we can also give this an answer. This question was actually sent to us by the internet, but Mr. Allikivi, who talked previously, he probably can give more examples. Thank you very much. But we are going to move forward abroad, not only in the Western Third. We have always been proud talking about people in Abkhaasia.
Olen Neeme Raud, Abkhaasia eestlane. Mina ja minu abikaasa elame Abkhaasias, Sulevis, eestlaste külas. Meie lapsed ja lapselapsed elavad, töötavad ja õpivad Eestis. Vaatamata, et meie oleme siin kaugel Kaukaasias ja kohati on siin väga keerulised olud ja keeruline Eestisse tulla. Meil on oluline, et meie lapsed kasvaks eestlasteks ja oleks side Eestiga ja et meie saaks Eestisse reisida. Oleme uhked, et oleme eestlased ja meil kõigil on üks ja ainus Eesti. Saadame teile palju tervisi Kaukaasia mägede alt.
Küllap nõustute, milline imeline eesti keel.
Wonderful Estonian, even without an accent from Abkhaasia. How they can maintain over generations. But they have been able to do that. But we are still continuing with consular topics, and we are going to introduce it with a video clip.
Konsulid on Eesti diplomaadid, kes pakuvad Eesti riigi avalikke teenuseid Eesti kodanikele ja välismaalastele üle maailma. Aitavad välismaal hätta sattunud Eesti kodanikke ja halli passiga Eesti elanikke. Konsulid ja aukonsulid moodustavad ülemaailmse konsulaarvõrgustiku, mis pakub mitmekülgseid teenuseid ja abi pea igas maailmanurgas. Igal aastal väljastavad konsulid üle 20 000 reisidokumendi ja pakuvad muid olulisi teenuseid. Näiteks väljastavad sulle tõendi perekonna seisukohta, kui soovid abielluda, või muudavad sinu sissekirjutust. Aitavad sind, kui soovid minna välismaale tööle või õppima ja pead tõendama oma diplomite ja tunnistuste ehtsust. Samuti aitavad konsulid läbi viia hääletusi Euroopa Parlamendi ja Riigikogu valimistel. Konsulitelt saavad välismaal abi Eesti kodanikud ja halli passiga Eesti elanikud. Kui näiteks oled kaotanud ID-kaardi või passi, väljastab konsul ajutise reisidokumendi koju reisimiseks. Lisaks nõustavad konsulid sind juhul, kui oled välismaal langenud kuriteo ohvriks. Sinuga on juhtunud õnnetus, sind on kinni peetud, sinu lähedane on välismaal surnud või kui vajad nõu lastekaitsega seotud küsimustes. Konsul on abiks välismaalastele, kes soovivad reisida Eestisse või tulla tööle. Konsul tegeleb viisadega ja elamislubadega, väljastab e-residendi kaarte, pakub muid olulisi teenuseid nagu dokumentide legaliseerimine ja tõendite väljastamine. Ka aukonsulid on Eesti Välisministeeriumi olulised partnerid laias maailmas, kes on valmis sind aitama ka kõige eksootilisemates ja kaugemates maailmanurkades. Välisministeeriumi kodulehel leiad kogu tarviliku informatsiooni konsulaarteenuste ja abi kohta nii eesti, inglise kui ka vene keeles. Kogu vajaliku informatsiooni turvaliseks reisimiseks leiad Välisministeeriumi portaalist reisitargalt.vm.ee. Lisaks leiad sealt võimaluse enda reisi registreerimiseks, et vajadusel saaksid Välisministeeriumi konsulid sind paremini aidata.
Eesti konsulid välismaal mujal viibivate või reisivate või elavate eestlaste kõige otsesemad abilised.
Helpers of Estonians. But yes, at some point it is so necessary to get into touch. It is so important. And without this help, I have experienced it myself. The Estonian representatives are so important. But Tiina Nirka from the ministry, again, to give us an insight from the work of consulates, how to connect us. Yes, thank you very much. I'm welcoming you. This video that you just saw, this is the services that we provide and how we can help you. But Estonia has very diverse communities. About 2,100 people live abroad and taken 145 countries. And how many embassies do we have? In 37 countries, and also we have 200 consulates. But unfortunately, we can't reach all countries, and this makes us think and find solutions how to offer better services and quicker services to Estonian nationals. The most demanded service is documents, how to apply for ID documents. Yes, we have police and border guard services, and you can apply online. However, there is a but there. If your fingerprints are older than 6 years and you have to approach a consular service, and when we take a look at our network, then this means that you need to go and travel abroad. The COVID pandemic situation, and in this situation, we sent Estonian passports by post. 153 passports, and we hoped that the demand was bigger, but there's also about because many people demand or ask for the passport and the ID card, but we cannot send a both by post. We are now developing a solution that in addition to the passport, we can also send an ID card by post, which will make the service more available and also would reduce the need to travel. Also, I would like to draw your attention to the point that 3 months before the documents are annulled, please do go to e-Eesti so that you will receive all the notifications and you can also renew all your documents. Some new things. In the Ministry of Internal Affairs, last October, it is really very important and it's very easy to approach e-registry, residency registry. You can change your residency, your address, which is also important that you can ask for different renewals of your personal documents. From last spring onwards, the Ministry of Justice has introduced a service which is also very convenient, which is distant verification, notarial deeds between the notary and an Estonian person through a video bridge. And you can conduct all notarial deeds, but not marriage and divorce. And if for some reason you don't have equipment or video cameras, but this distant verification can be conducted in 5 foreign embassies. And this is also very much used, or has been used, more than 6,000 distance verifications have been conducted. You don't have to come to the notary in Estonia, but without going away from your home, you can do this. Also, I would like to draw attention to traveling. More people in Estonia are traveling abroad. We have had the pandemic for a year. Traveling is reduced, but when we look at 2019, then 3.5 foreign travels were made by Estonians. And I do hope that people know where people go, what the conditions are, what the requirements are. And as you saw from the video, in our ministry, we have our homepage where we have pointed out the aspects that you have to take into account before you travel. Also, we recommend to insure yourselves, then your expenses are covered, and also we recommend to register your travel. Maybe there are some natural disasters, or maybe there are some other incidents, and then we can guide you how to behave. Also, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our embassies are all open to us. You will always find information. You will find information by phone, by email. Thank you, Tiina. But, well, the person has lost his documents and money. So how does this happen? I have experienced this, and I don't know, people I have approached. Yes, when a person has lost his documents, we can issue a temporary traveling document which enables him to return, but when the person has been a victim of a crime, he has lost his money, then he or she has to approach his relatives or people in Estonia. Now, we are talking about Estonian citizens. But also, when you live abroad, we are dealing with these issues on a daily basis. We are giving advice. But if you, well, we don't give you money, but we can conclude a temporary loan, and this has to be paid back. That many Estonians are relieved that if you are removed of all your documents and money, then you can still approach the embassy and you will find a solution.
Jätkame oma ringkäiku maailmas, kus eestlased elavad.
Let's continue with people living abroad, and we are in Switzerland.
Tere! Mina olen Meribel ja ma olen siin Šveitsis õunaparadiisis hetkel. Ma soovin teile saata kõikidele väliseestlastele üle kogu maailma selle tuulega, kogu Šveitsi Eesti seltsi poolt väga palavad tervitused. See tuul kannab mu mõtted teieni. Ma loodan, et ka minu soojad soovid jõuavad Eestimaale, kus meie kõigi positiivseid mõtteid on hetkel väga vaja. Hoidkem oma kodumaad, hoiame oma keelt ja hoiame oma eestimeelsust ka välismaal. Olge terved ja olge hoitud.
Ja nüüd on mul väga hea meel öelda tere õhtust
või
tere päevast.
Now I have the pleasure to introduce Seilenthal. We are good friends, and she is actually leading a very good thing in Toronto. We are going to have a new center, and Ellen is the leader of this. And please, Ellen, please tell us what is going to happen. I understand that construction works are starting in April. Thank you, Neeme. Yes, construction is starting now. But I would like to thank the Minister and the Ministry Liimets who have contributed, because the Minister of International Affairs, these are the people who know what it means to be diasporaa, to be distributed. We have been sent away, my parents, my daughters, for example. Some of them have not been to Estonia, have not even sung under our lauluga. How to maintain Estonianship where there's no other Estonian visible. But yes, we need to support our community, and we are going to start building our center that we can recognize, that we can be together with our people, that we can recognize ourselves, that we can contribute. Again, this word contribute has been used. But let's take a look at this 3-minute clip. Pictures, please.
Welcome to Keskus, the International Estonian Centre, opening in 2022 in the heart of Toronto, North America's 4th largest city. Designed by 3-time Governor-General award-winning architect Alar Kongats, who explains the public courtyard that is shaped like the borders of Estonia itself.
The center's public courtyard reflects Estonians' connection to nature with greenery that can be enjoyed from every level. The courtyard space is also a way to get back to the city, a vibrant haven that celebrates all things Estonian.
On the left is the bistro. It will offer an Estonian-inspired menu and be a welcoming place to meet with friends or enjoy a cup of coffee in the sunny, sheltered courtyard. Keskus is fully accessible and proximate to the Spadina subway interchange station. For those who live locally, Keskus will be a regular destination, whether to take children to Estonian school, go to choir practice, attend a concert or film, or take in a lecture. For Estonians locally, nationally, and internationally, Keskus will be a natural place to gather for celebrations and events, share experiences, catch up with long-distance friends, and make new connections. State-of-the-art technology will make concerts, classes accessible from any part of the world. The Grand Hall will be a multifunctional, acoustically engineered performance space that can seat 300 theatre style and boasts an adjacent commercial catering kitchen for formal events. The Heritage Building wing of Keskus will house a business accelerator on the main floor, office space on the second floor, and a library with soaring ceilings on the third floor. The high-ceilinged basement floor will feature a business center and a 1,600-square-foot community room. The mezzanine floor has a music room that can double as a meeting room, and the third floor boasts 4 classrooms. The rooftop garden is an event and learning space with unrivaled westerly views and a temporary tent with seating for 80. All of this within Toronto's Bloor Street Culture Corridor, the Culture and Academia District in Toronto. Keskus will be a dynamic hub, showcasing our rich heritage and promoting Estonian innovation. It is envisioned to be a vibrant gathering place for Estonians of all generations and backgrounds to connect, celebrate, and share our culture and achievements with each other and the world. Keep abreast of project progress at estoniancenter.ca. Sign up for the monthly newsletter and become a donor to help Keskus achieve its mission. It's more than a cultural center. It's the heart of our community.
Keskus on pika saamislooga.
Keskus has a long history. I have some slides to show you. And many people over the years, over decades, have contributed. And because people in different countries, this is not part of our Estonian real estate. And we can expand our country and we can recognize ourselves. This is a place where we can bring our friends, representatives of business, Estophiles, co-thinkers, and the location itself is in the center of Toronto. This is a very, very sweet place. This green line that crosses the picture. You can have the Toronto University, the Alliance Française, the Jewish Center, everything. Toronto is halfway to Tallinn, and of course, Ottawa and Washington are nearby. This is just a naval point. The area itself is planned to be multifunctional. The events can reflect the activities in different places. And this is something that we start from scratch, not something that is kind of an appendix or added later. And in order to explain our cyber image, we have this new business image. We have a special wing, and Estonian startup people and start angel people, and this in Diasporaa we have had success. We plan to create angel investor network, that promotes our startups, and this metabolism is supported, and this is actually supported by this building, the facility where we can promote our image, our cyber image in all its contexts. A few words about its promotion. In 2022, not so long, not far away, this Estonia first philosophy is the slogan. We have worked together with the ministry, be it the acoustics, the design. It is designed, it is delivered by Estonians. Also the menu, the cuisine. Also, of course, we have a local restaurateur to provide it. We are going to start with this construction. There is a camera on place. This actually shows you the picture. Now, about the money. Now, Estonian Toronto MICE is a money collection from project. We need all your support. 7.3 million dollars by private investors. We are not talking about different organizations. This 5.3 is in place, and the rest 2.5. It needs enhancement, meaning that we are collecting money in June, early June. Each euro or whatever currency, please contribute, and this will unlock the rest of the money. I would like to invite all of you to contribute from the beginning of June. Whatever the currency, we are going to create a big Estonia, and Kesk is going to be an important center. Let's follow the info news. Please like us. And when you have this, the 1st to the 4th of June, please also think how in our diaspora we can contribute and be together. Elagu Eesti. Long live Estonia. Ellen, this is really, we have thought about foreign Estonia, not Hajala, kind of dispersed Estonians. Hajala, dispersed. In Toronto, you think that this is how you would like to be called. Neeme, I can't speak on behalf of all Toronto Estonians, but this is a word that I find suitable, because global Estonians, we are all dispersed, we are all kind of temporarily in distance. We sometimes return, but this Hajala disbursement. But yes, I think, Helen, this is a word that I will pick up from you, and this is a very accurate term. But we will continue with our discussions. Thank you, and our next video clip will take us to Finland.
Lugupeetud kuulajad, tervitan teid ülemaailmse Eesti noortevõrgustiku nimel. Aastal 2019 toimunud Estol osales 66 noordelegaati 27 eri riigist, kellel oli tahe ja valmidus Eesti teemadel rohkem kaasa rääkida. Nii koostati noortedeklaratsioon ning sama aasta oktoobris asutati ÜNV eesmärgiga ühendada Eesti juurtega noori maailmas, pakkudes neile huvikaitset, arenguvõimalusi ning koostöövõrgustikku. Noorte hääl on kindel ja see kostub kaugele. Osaleme üleilmse eestluse koostöökomisjonis ning eelmise aasta mais korraldasime noorte virtuaalpäevad, kus osales 100 noort. Nende sisend läks ka koostöökomisjoni töösse. Leian, et ülemaailmne Eesti noortevõrgustik on suurepärane näide sellest, mida saame üheskoos saavutada ning innustan kohalolijaid eestlust rohkem edendama terves maailmas. Sisukat virtuaalfoorumit.
And this was Tuuli Emily Liivat on behalf of young Estonians dispersed. But now I have the pleasure to invite here one of my colleagues, Heli Hanson. Your name is well known by Estonians who have taken interest in Arabian countries. You are in Istanbul, in Turkey. What are the factors that are affecting our cataclysmic developments? And you are one of our major observers. I am really fascinated about this event and that this has been organized virtually. Really fantastic. And it's a good feeling to be Estonian. But my specialty is international relations. And therefore, I would also like to approach today's topic through this prism. I geographically have been away for 10 years and taken this side look. Of course, I'm connected with Estonia, but at the same time, I am also taking this outside look. And I'm a sincere patriot. And I often think that how our country is visualized by others and why should others be involved or how they should care. A small country in a geopolitical situation, how is it possible that it exists? We always need to work to maintain it. I try to draw a parallel with other countries. Internationally, on the international area, there are 200 countries. Why, if we imagine them as individuals about their temperament, their looks, their values. So let's imagine that what this country would look like, where you live, how this person would behave, or what he or she would be regarded as, or what these big countries would look like, and also our big neighbors. Also, this would be a fantasy task, but in our today's context, what could be our Estonia, where the rest 198 countries that they could also respect, and what could Estonia be like to be supported in case those individuals, countries, decided to attack. My own vision is that these individuals are educated, they have a broad horizon, they are tactful. And when this individual Estonian, they give their word, they keep their word, and people's understanding of things are broad. And today, when our systems are getting different, and we need to orientate very different, we need to understand. But Estonians, they have a sharp mind, we are able to make compromises, and we just stamp on our feet, and we are also eloquent. But we're not too boisterous, but we want to live in harmony. And to conclude this human Estonia, I would like to understand our country as a friend that never neglects other countries. But we don't want to argue, we don't want to let anybody down. We want to approach and to understand and to help. So this human Estonia is a person who is a welcome person. And when we perceive it, we can also continue that we are part of this. And we can also start to imagine how living abroad, we can visualize how we can improve or how can we enhance this image that is 192 or less than 200 people here together who have joined. They show that their image and the well-being of Estonia is to the heart. And we want to promote it, and with my work also. And many Estonians say that people abroad, they want to say that the people, the children speak Estonian or learn Estonian. And this is also really something that I have enhanced in my articles. Estonians do contribute. By the way, they are very grateful to Estonia because in Viljandi, in Viljandi country, there are camps where children can enjoy the summer, can get together. And also one important thing is that Hajala, Diasporaa, their voice in elections is very welcome because they can then have their say also in the parliament, and that these politicians are also representing their voice, and that these people are able and willing and they feel welcome to participate. And another thing that these diaspora people and their friends, that their friends maybe want to come to Estonia. Education shows that this is a very soft diplomatic procedure with which to encourage and grow the amount of people who want to participate. Of course, we're doing this, but we can still do more. Coming back to my profession as a freelancer, it would be nice if Estonian broadcasting would contact Estonians in different countries who would be able to share information and news locally, and also that we don't have news from different interpretations from big news agencies, but that we can utilize the information from our own people in 190 people, and that we can then also cast sensible decisions. Also, diaspora people have different opportunities to contribute. Me particularly, I have tried to be connected with Estonia. I have a unique connection, and this Estonian public opportunity of this my channel is something that I would like to share, that I wish that Estonians are educated with a broad horizon, but also we are also ambassadors. We all are, and we can see that how during our visibility has increased through these voluntary ambassadors. Just examples, when my Turkish or Syrian friends whom I have encouraged to come to Estonia and they return and then they talk that this is a country of miracles, everything is so calm and so green. And the president actually is keeping bees, and you can easily walk around without being afraid of being ambushed or being shot. And again, some Estonian phrases they have also memorized, and they do encourage us. When I meet people in Lebanon who are familiar with our e-voting, and then they know how to do things, and they find it easier to do business in the EU, and of course folk dancing in Lebanon. Well, we invite Turkish women to join in Tuljak. So this is not only the image. Estonia is not only to do by diplomats, and I would like that our public, our people would understand that when you go broader, we don't go away from Estonia, but thanks to these people in different countries, there are different bits of Estonia also. And therefore, I would also like to understand that Estonia, for them, is a bigger place than its geographic place. And our DNA is also so widespread. So how to spread our country? Again, I can see a wide perspective, this diaspora politics that we could employ. Yes, this boils down to our individual inspirations, but also join the voices with those who say that we could be more systematic. Maybe, perhaps twice a year, we could register or we could send to our diaspora people informations to say what we want to emphasize in our country, be it Estonia as a wonderful tourism destination, or a destination open to innovation, or just outcuts from different traditions, or Estonia where we have really innovative education. Maybe if 10% of these people, Estonians living abroad, that they could reach this media, maybe could share or receive these news, then we can reach perhaps potentially 100,000, and this strategically is good. I do again want to welcome Signe Matters, in particular this initiative from the ministry, how we could find and cooperate, how we could see this cooperation. Again, on the basis of the examples of different countries, this diaspora politics can be used very rationally. Again, coming back to my policy, we need to employ this soft policy. We diaspora people, this Estonian world Thank you very much. I would like to thank you. Inimesti, people Estonia, this is the term that we are going to use. Thank you. Thank you. From Estonia, from Tallinn.
Aga meie foorum ei ole sugugi veel lõppenud, nüüd on siis küsimuste
But
aeg ja
our forum is continuing and we have questions and we have received emails and we have selected some questions that we can present, and some of the questions and some of the answers will also be uploaded in the ministry. But the first question is to the minister. This new ambassador, the special ambassador, what are going to be his or her tasks? Yes, our special ambassador who is going to work with Estonians abroad, Hajala, Diasporaa, is going to coordinate the work that we are conducting. He's going to combine different aspects. And he or she is going to be the spokesperson and also the first contact point for people abroad. Who is going to be the person? No, we don't have the person. This person will be elected, but okay, we have a. But in March we received this portfolio, and we are moving step by step. Kodar has joined us. And please a remark. Yes, we need 200,000, but we need more. We need to involve more people and younger people who perhaps do not participate so actively. How to do that? Thank you. Yes, this is the beginning, and we can only move forward. And therefore, we don't want to tire people with local Estonians and then people Estonians abroad. But indeed, when we talk about younger people, then their mentality probably needs a different approach. Again, to repeat, this is the beginning. Yes, we need to follow the channels of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then we can study and get more information. Now we have a question. What particular activities are planned by the Ministry for Estonians living abroad? Now, our routine activities for our foreign Estonians, this is how to service them better, how to back the coronavirus so that Estonians abroad can come to Estonia, or Estonians here could go and visit their friends abroad. Therefore, I would like to give the floor to my colleague Erki, who also mentioned the questionnaire. What activities do we have planned? Yes. Yes, to find this special ambassador, this competition, we want to find it out. And to move forward, we need to conclude the program. We know quite a few activities that we have outlined. The info letter or the quarterly newspapers, and we are also seeking international partners. The central point is not perhaps even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. All ministries are involved, the Ministry of Culture, talking about language camps. And the big strategic aim is to reach base funding from state budget. And this is one of the biggest tasks to our new special ambassador for the next 4 or 5 years. Let's continue with business diplomacy. This is a very broad term. Have we mapped different areas where we would like to promote it? Jüri, probably. Yes, indeed. In recent years, we have tried to achieve a more systematic approach to understand what the needs are. But Estonia is also in favor of free marketing or free trade. It is not a big secret that our today's big partners are our neighbors, Finland, Sweden, Germany, and statistically, the United States is our fourth biggest target. And also our potential partners, I'm not talking about China, but also Arabian countries, where also there is a lot of free money, and we need to consider, do we have products to offer, or do they have the potential to give us money back? Now, when we have business contacts and this person approaches an Estonian business diplomat, what help this diplomat can help? Okay, he can or she can help from his own knowledge, but we also have business diplomacy bureau. We have also good cooperations, the Trade and Commerce Center, but we also communicate with different specialty organizations. And the better we understand the question, the better we can deal with it. But this diplomat, the new diplomat, can he also represent the interests of the country, or he or she has this diplomat status? The fact is that the Vienna Convention says that he cannot be in this diplomacy status, but what he can say or she can say that he can represent the company, can also suggest that this company has produced a certain product or service. The services of a country are a very good example. Seldom we have been able to develop a very efficient e-country, and we can present it, we can illustrate it, and we can also explain how to utilize it from it. Well, I was going to ask that perhaps a diplomat would have an easier way to communicate. But if there are cyber things, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, do you have some materials? Well, we can talk about XT, but please show. People ask, please show. Yes. When we talk about a digital country or an e-country, then our enterprise Estonia has a broad-based program, and perhaps Jüri can expand on that. But when we could physically visit all these premises, then they had very presentable facilities. So Estonia has, we have a digital country. Where can I buy a digital reader? We have employed it. We are discussing it with different authorities. Yes, please, with ID cards, we can also issue the reader. Maybe in different embassies we can have photo boxes. Yes, we have discussed it. We have discussed it with the police, and unfortunately, in different embassies, in let's say corridors, the facilities or the rooms are relatively small, and the photo boxes that are available in the border guards session. But what concerns photos, we are going to discuss with different authorities so that in the future we can also have photos abroad. And these fingerprints, can we also transfer it to... Yes, again, Estonian border guards and customs board, we have, and police and border guard, when a person comes or crosses the border and she gives a fingerprint, but at the moment only in the embassy. Now, Abkhazian foreigners, how can we help Eastern diasporas? We're not talking Japanese or Chinese foreign Estonians, but there are also many people. Yes, thank you. We have many Estonians living in the East. When we look at the traveling trends towards the East, our forefathers reached the East even before they reached Northern America. And again, there we have different programs together with the Ministry of Education in order to make available teaching materials. And this is the cooperation that we want to enhance. We prioritize cultural contacts, enhancing again traveling contacts both towards the East and towards the West. But if a person hears us and he says that he cannot understand it, that I would like to encourage these people to contact us so that we can solve these concrete questions. Indeed, I understand that you are answering the questions. Estonian communities want to maintain Estonianism abroad. How is the ministry going to sustain that? The countries where we have embassies and consular representation, our diplomats go to these schools, they do make speeches, they do help. Where we don't have our embassies, then the contacts with Estonians are sometimes lacking because we don't have enough information. And therefore I would like you to to tell us. So wherever we have children, where they would like to have Sunday schools together with their parents, and that we could think along and we could support them with teaching aids, or perhaps organize a visit or integrate visits with local young people. Then again, a question to consuls. Now, this question is very appropriate. If you don't have Estonian health insurance, can I get a COVID injection in a country where they are not for free? Every Estonian who is registered and has this health security, and on the basis of risk groups or in terms of population segments, and the family doctor or some other channel is available, but also what we are seeing that this vaccination is difficult. I would not like to suggest vaccination tourism, but to wait. In Estonia, we don't have vaccines available for everybody, but Heli, maybe abroad in cyber security, perhaps there could be some cooperation projects. There are a number of companies that are offering these services, and there are more. We have a very rapidly developing area, and Estonia has a very good reputation. And we know that there are companies who would like to cooperate with Estonian companies, and it would be worthwhile to think how, in terms of business diplomacy, we could make them get together. This was business diplomacy, but cyber diplomacy, where we are in a closed room and we are discussing in a closed room and with different people, it is good to know that people know what the talk is going about. Now, again, business diplomacy. Still, coming back to this, what should I do? Should I start my own business abroad and start transporting my own things? Yes, usually it is that businessmen have their own thoughts. But if in that country, if in that city, it lacks something, then you see that something is lacking, then you can fill it. And I do hope that Estonian businessmen are able to transport and sell their goods and services to all countries and all towns where there is a need. In addition, also we need to think about our educational background. Maybe we need a representative, maybe a major country needs a contractual representative. Another young person, I'm listening. I would like to become a trainee as an Estonian diaspora person. I am a big fan of trainees, and the ministry is really open. We do receive our trainees in in our main building, you need to approach our personnel department. You need to tell us about your educational background, also clarify your needs. So young people who are listening to us, when this corona period is over, please, you're all welcome to our ministry. So yes, we have very many interesting ideas. Our time is running out, but we are going to have a questionnaire about Diasporaa, how to enhance collaboration. Please follow our contacts in Toronto. We are going to build this magnificent building in the middle of Toronto, where Estonianship and Estonians are going to be very visible. Thank you very much for all the participants. Thank you all who have participated globally, who have asked questions, but also you will receive answers on the homepage on the Ministry of Internal Foreign Affairs and also other ministries. And Estonian diplomats across the world are always ready to talk and help if necessary. Estonian Consortium Global Solutions has helped to facilitate this. The world is opening when we all get vaccinated. Our crisis is solved. We hope to meet here or elsewhere. Thank you very much.